Okay, folks, we're about to start. Just give me a second while I tune up everything and make sure everything's working properly. Starting from the microphone, testing the microphone 1 2. Phone testing the microphone 1 2. It's all right, I guess. Okay, with that, I'm going to pin this. Engage with the audience, just a Q&A. It's not quite a Q&A, but I'll do this. What game would you like me to play next? Leave a question in the comment. That actually makes no sense. I'll do a poll. With this game ending today, comma, with this game ending today, what game would you like me to play next? Question mark. Go. Another Final Fantasy. Something Warhammer. Something Gundam. Something Gundam. Something else. Question mark. Comment. Okay. I'm gonna set up. No, I don't want to start a goal. Okay. Ads are starting soon on the Twitches. Manually unpin. Okay, everything seems to be working fine. Camera's on in 3, 2, 1. And hello, folks. It's me. I'm Biggie. I'm back. We're live. My shirt's riding up as usual. But we're playing Final Fantasy for one last time. We're not doing anything in particular today, other than just reacting to the music. If you see the thumbnail on the tubes, it's just music reaction. music appreciation. I'll try to do as a comprehensive as possible a reaction, and then there's something at the very end that is a bit of a surprise. So if you're tuning in, stay tuned all the way to the end for a really cool something or rather. And we'll see. My body is reacting poorly from being on my side for a little bit, but hopefully things are going to go well. And as ads are starting, I'm going to thank my members. So let me just thank Apilux, Manta, Rafa Vega Chapa, Amislam, Chris Burton, Sherry Zarheed, Nana, and Ninja Nino for being members at the time of streaming, getting to watch bits early, and cool badges and emojis for whenever you comment. And also getting turned into Pokemon. So if you want to support my channel that way, check out my channel. Otherwise, like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more. Click on the bell to get notified when I go live. And also, the poll is up on the YouTube live stream, so feel free to go vote on what you want to see next in terms of next bit of content here. But today we're just going to gush over Final Fantasy music stream. Just there we go. And let me just switch to my PC screen here to play Final Fantasy. And apparently, I didn't know this, but it had music in not music. It had the menu in Thai for some odd reason. So I'm just going to include it as a bit of an Easter egg thing here. The menus are actually in Thai here. So I am enjoying the fact that this is a thing. Yep. And and all the these guys are very, very it's not like poorly translated by any means. I mean, I'm not sure. This is released back in 2022, right? So maybe the AI translation is just becoming a thing. And we might just actually go with full bestiary before we finish the game as well. Or maybe I could do that off camera. I mean, we're only missing just how many units? Hey, Altros. Yep. You know what's ironic? The font of the Thai looks better. Hayumir. There's also a I'm not sure if the translation's correct here or it could be translated from Japanese. So maybe the translation could be slightly different as well. Might even be worth a revisit as well. Just so that I could see it from a different perspective, because sometimes it could just be a very it would be a very interesting translation choices, or maybe there are things that are, how do I say this, more better translated. But oh well. Especially the pronunciation, because Thai is a very transliteral language, so everything is very, very precisely translated in comparison to something, say, English, where you only have like 5 vowels, so pronunciations could be off. Like, Thai pronunciation's never off. It's so precise. Wait. What's this? Ooh. This is cool. I didn't realize that the bestiary looks like this. Kefka's Tower. this is so cool. Okay. Really helps out. But unfortunately, there's this, but no treasure chests. There are some images. All right. Look at this. The text over here on the font is so much better than the English version, isn't it? Wish I should have fixed the font and made it this instead of the original English version. I guess there are mods. We could try playing this modded as well. But okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and go to the music player. Okay. So there's two versions we're going to go through. First off, we're going to react to the original Dancing Mad. So original version, please. 59. Yeah, the original Dancing Mad. Then the newer Dancing Mad. So the whole song is 17 minutes, but it's not technically 17 minutes. We'll see. I've done a little bit of prior research on what this track is playing, but I'm not gonna go in. I didn't actually do too much, just something brief, you know, and have some sort of little cliff notes to talk about the song itself. But yeah, let's just get started. Just make sure that everything's working fine on both streams before we continue here. It's weird because I think, yeah. Okay, that's gonna be it. I might either just do this way, or we're gonna do this whatchamacallit way. I might actually go and open a new window and set that up. I didn't set up my Opera capture window properly, so that's going to be a bit scuffed. But okay, let's just go ahead and listen. We might actually listen through here, or we'll listen through the original gameplay as well, because you'll appreciate it more in the original playthrough. Let me just check that out in the original gameplay playthrough, though. But you can't stop the music in the original gameplay playthrough, so... Yep, let's just get started. Alright, Dancing Mad music reaction. Okay. First off, this theme sounds familiar immediately. Because, like I said, it is the organ music from the very, very beginning of the Final Fantasy song. It's Omen. It's like literally the first. No. That's not it. It is the not the Omen theme. It is the Empire theme, isn't it? Let's have a listen to where the Empire theme is. Where's the Empire theme? Not the Coin of Fate. Techno the Chocobo. It's not it. Yeah, here it is. Oh no, that's the other Empire theme. What? No, let's actually part of the opening. I'm just gonna click new game because it's this theme. Yeah. It is the second theme you actually hear in the entire game, which sets up the entire song. It's a really like it just like I said, it sets up for everything. Dancing Mad is a culmination of every single bit of music that there is in the game. And listening to this, you'll realize that, the music is... Yeah, so that's the theme. That's actually, let's say it's the lead motif. And the third song you actually hear in the game is Terra's theme, which is this one. Yep. And we'll skip this. Thank you. And let's just head to the main screen. Yeah, but that's the theme that we hear first, right at the beginning. And this is also the other theme that's quite important to immediately recognize. It is a theme from right from the opening screen, right? Because we'll hear this in the Dancing Mad theme as well. So let's go ahead and go back to the sound playing thing. So yeah, it is so appropriate that it's called Omen, because it plays the beginning, the first 3 themes of the game is included in the Omen theme. Yep. So okay, back to Dancing Mad. So immediately, it is a more, I wouldn't say upbeat version, but the organ is the same. More dramatic version, I'll say. With a relative, a synthetic, and more pulse, a more rhythmic bass line going. Sounds a little bit unnatural. With a bit of sound effects going on as well. And yeah, we have the choral sound. Very, very, how do I say this? It's very baroque. And when I say very baroque, I mean fugal. And for you to understand fugal melody or fugal or contrapuntal melodies, is that you'll start to hear things like the main melody going once, and then a counterpoint of the main melody being played in a similar sound, but harmonizing against it. It's a very distinct technique that goes back to the Baroque era, which is music. If you want to look up Baroque era stuff, it's Bach. Yep. And another very famous Bach melody is the toccata one. The friggin' vampire music. Da 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 da. Yeah, that one. But that's a toccata, not a fugue. But what comes after that is the fugue. The one that goes da 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 dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's the most famous fugue melody. And you could hear the it's not quite fugal melody. and you could hear the things going ham. Yep. And this is the first movement of this whole thing. Well, the introduction is the so this is a theme that represents hell, right? This is the interesting. They decided to use choral music to ramp up the intensity and the drama, and you can hear it playing again on repeat. Here's another thing that you might want to note in regards to the song is that you play it. The song is designed to loop. So there's the introduction, or maybe I think we started off with this bit being looped twice. I think in the music player you loop it twice, but then you could loop it more than twice, and it's designed that way so that you could loop the track over and over up until you move on to the next phase of the boss, because the boss has 3 phases. It's the Dante's Inferno Hell phase, and Purgatory, and then the theme for Heaven.
Howdy.
Howdy. Oh, just give me a second, Mata, while I close this and reopen it so that the text-to-speech works properly. But today so just as an update today, we're going to go through the song and then go through this song. We might go over the Balanced Restored song as well. You could test the audio now, see if it works, Mana. But yeah, we're doing Dancing Mad, and then Balance is Restored, and then maybe we'll do the flash animation afterwards. I'm on my side because my wife and my caretaker decided to take the day off, so I'm taking that day off kind of from sitting.
I see.
Yep. You also might notice that the text is in Thai, because for an absolutely wild reason of some or the other, that you notice that the text is better in the English using the Thai font. So yeah, this is wild. So there's that. Okay, so that's that point aside. We're gonna keep going with Dancing Mad. I could just restart the thing, but basically the Dancing Mad, it is the culmination. The Dancing Mad, especially the Balance is Restored, is the culmination of every single song in the entire thing. So it is so it is so good. Without a better way of saying it, it is a callback for so many different things. Because if you listen to the Omen, or the original theme, there's this opening organ, right? Which is iconic because you open the game with it, and then after opening the game with it, you have the beginning of the immediately you recognize that this opening is right at the beginning of Dancing Mad in Kefka's final form. Dancing Mad has 4 movements, which is, if you remember the boss battle, it has Hell, and then Purgatory, and then Heaven, and then meeting God Kefka, right? And this theme is the first thing you ever hear in the game, right? And having it being the opening of meeting God Kefka is just chef's kiss. Whenever you're referencing something back from the game, that is from the very beginning of the game, it is just goosebumps. The same thing is the friggin' Monster Hunter theme, right? Or something that is so iconic. And here's another one. This is the theme that is right at the beginning when you press start. So you hear this theme as the second thing ever. Like, so it's so and you don't hear it anywhere else.
It's so weird that the opening menu music is so ominous.
Yes, the opening menu music, like literally, it is called Omen. So it is a foreshadowing of things to come, literally. And like I said, most of the music of Final Fantasy, or most things, Final Fantasy, you start off with the prelude. Prelude is always the first thing because it's the most iconic Final Fantasy thing. But you skip that whole thing just so that this is included in the menu. Yeah, okay, so these are the two most iconic songs. And then after that, this is the Terror's theme, the one in the snow. Yep. Being played in the preview. And yeah, and then the menu has the prelude. Oh, so as a side note, in my ADHD form here, why is the prelude so important, or so well known in Final Fantasy, and it transcends everything? The prelude is designed originally to overcome limitations of the NES hardware. So you only have 3 instruments and 1 vocal track that could be, and 1 sound track, and 3 wave tracks for the music. So the way they compensated is that to use what's called arpeggios. This is arpeggios, meaning you don't play the notes at the same time. If you play all the notes at the same time, then you won't be able to. Then you won't be able to have complex melodies, right? So you notice that there's 2 melodies going on here, and you're basically, by playing the notes one at a time, your brain connects the dots of harmony and make it so that you'll be able to hear the entire chord with 1 note at a time. So it's the original hardware overcomes old hardware limitations on the NES. And you hear that a little bit on the Super NES, on the Super Nintendo, reading on the stats, because it is an upgrade from 3 tracks up to 8, and the most important upgrade is drums. Nobuo Uematsu said that he was so happy being able to include drums as part of the sound kit, because he said that the original NES does not have drums. And being able to have sound that could be played back as drums for him makes him so giddy. And you will be able to hear it a lot on tracks like Dancing Mad and Balance is Restored. But okay, back to this. The first thing you hear in Dancing Mad is a revamped version of the Omen song, or the song that plays when you press New Game. Right? So that is already really, really, really cool foreshadowing. Because I've heard this before once. A total of once. Or maybe how many or so times you pressed New Game, or if you've ever pressed New Game. And then they use the and now that they could use chords, right? And using organs, you could hear it, and it's just so nice. And the original sound with the
it gives the idea that Kefka is omnipresent, which he kinda was in the story, always showing up to make bad situations much worse.
Yeah, it is that's one very cool take, is that it is always there. I love the idea of things coming full circle. Everything in this has okay, just give me a second before I keep gushing over it a bit more. But I love the idea that this is not only just good music writing. It's good writing as a whole for writing a soundtrack, because things come full circle. It's like when you write the ending first for a novel, and then make everything foreshadow the what's being what's going to be presented in the narrative. Yeah, it's this has to be in that way. So yeah, and there's you can hear the limitations in the choral sounds in the original hardware, right? And I think I'm not sure I said this, but there are not one but two major arrangers on the project, and I think they are okay. You can hear that things being played again. Yep, being repeated. Okay, so there are two arrangers of the soundtrack, and I think they handle different things. One is probably using a lot of the synthesizers stuff, and another one probably uses live musicians, and they combine different aspects. There are songs in the game that I didn't recognize at first as being synthesized because it was because if I would compare it to something like in the original Jurassic Park where some of it's CG, some of it's practical, and you see some of the live musicians here. You could hear it, and then some of it is synthesized. It could be a budgetary constraint, but I think it's also a combination of a budgetary and a what's-it-call-it, stylistic choice as well, because there are people who said, there are literally passages where the sound sounds mechanical, and say, oh wait a minute, that's not a real musician at all. And being able to have something sound so good that you can't tell apart which is a musician and which is synthesized is a really cool thing. And it's very, very, how do I say that, representative of a pixel remaster where you can't really tell. There are aspects that have been upscaled. And another cool thing about this is that each of the theme is designed to be played over and over. So this is the Hell theme, or the first movement. It's designed so you could actually play this over and over. And now you could hear the choral part being played again, being sung again afterwards. And there's some like cool metallic noises being played here. And it's just organ music. And I said as well before you came in, is that it has very reminiscent of J.S. Bach and music of the Baroque era. But I mean, organ music is, you think organ music, you think Baroque era. And contrapuntal melodies, where melodies intertwine, and fugal things. Yep. And you can hear the fugal melodies going on here. Ba ba dum dum dum. Yep. Different vocal noises coming in at different times. And yep. Very, very just reminds me of the toccata or the vampire theme going ba da 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 dum. Yep. Look at all. Yep. Very cool. And now after this, we'll hear the transition to the smooth transition to the Purgatory theme. I'm not sure if this is the Purgatory theme yet, but we'll hear and we'll see. Or if this is still the volume. I still hear the volume first verse theme of going ba ba bam, or the original Omen theme still. Yep.
Purgatory, I believe, is when it sounds like clown music.
It could very well be, yes. No, it's still the original verse being repeated. But we'll see how. We'll try to hear where the transition happens. There we go. That's his Purgatory. And you could hear the future influences. of this in the friggin' Sephiroth theme as well. He's the Sephiroth, right? Foreshadowing Sephiroth. Can we even say that? It's just self-referential because you know, Nobuo Uematsu composed both themes, so it's only natural that he has older music popping up in newer ones. Ooh, sudden melodic tonal shift there. No, harmonic shift, sorry. And it is very clearly different from the original, from the contrapuntal interweaving of different melodies in it. It's very punctual, going staccato. Yep.
It's funny how much people compare Sephiroth and Kefka. Honestly, I think Kefka and Xenos Ye Galvis from FF14 is a better comparison.
I mean, so look, I think you could only go so far with things like music. Well, it's friggin' iconography. Angel iconography is very prevalent in Final Fantasy. Angels being fallen angels, demons. It's so it is a shorthand for characters being messengers of fate or being representatives
Angel and Catholic iconography.
Yep, harbingers of things beyond the control. And I think it also reflects a fair bit of how do I say this? I think it's very Japanese to have angels show up and be represented, and knowing Japanese history and their history of religion, of incorporating everything. And it's so Japanese to have aspects of Shinto, animism, Buddhism. The Japanese have Catholic weddings in churches, you know, everything. And outside influences. Just go watch the friggin' History of Japan by Bill Wirtz or something. But yeah, it has aspects of so many different cultures in terms of religion. And I think they really despise the idea of organized religion and cultism, especially. And that's during a time when I'll speak of it a little. If you remember things like Death Note, it is a time, and Death Note and Earthbound. It is a time where cultism and cults are becoming a thing in Japan, and they just had the uh, terrorist attack. I'm gonna get demonetized talking about it, but they have attacks in the underground, things where people are being where religion and this kind of behavior is actually prevalent a lot in Japan. It's still prevalent in Japan, seriously, but they have like ties in organizations. So the idea of organized religion is just so being anti that is just very topical, I think. Anyways.
At least they don't have the gadget cult from Russia.
Oh no. And also it draws lots of parallels with Warhammer 40k stuff, right? You know. But Adeptus Mechanicus is fun though. I think movement 2 is probably the weakest of the movements. Oh wait, never mind. Is this movement 3 yet? I don't know. Because if this is part of movement 2, then I take it back. For the Tokara style, yep, very fugal melody, yep. Whew. And okay, yep, okay. So it's still part of phase 2. it divided very clear into two parts, which is the slightly clowny circus music, very rhythmic, syncopation. That's the word I'm looking for, where it's the melody is played on the offbeat. And it goes into a the running kind of semi-improvised nature of organ music. Very different from the original, more the original part one as well. Because in part one it is more structured, where the second part of the Purgatory has it is this is much more improvised sounding, and a lot of music, if you know the genius that is Bach in the Baroque period, is that a lot of the music at those days are improvised. So it has a very improvisory nature. But this is
I wonder if the different segments of the tower could represent the stages of Kefka's life. The first section is his role in the Imperial Army, a single-minded force of conquest and destruction. Hence why it's a big muscular monster. Second phase could be when Kefka was driven mad, hence the erratic music, the Kefka look-alike figure, and the fact that there are so many figures in the tower, representing the scattering of his mind and morals.
Yeah, that could be it. I think Kefka started off his life as a lowly soldier before his mind being shattered and being broken, right? And the last one is his acceptance into
the third phase
godhood.
Could be him realizing his path to power, again a look-alike of him looking upwards towards the sky, where we find God Kefka.
Yes. I mean, Dante's Inferno already is an allegory of somebody going through the various stages of hell to reach God, or the ascension from the lowest levels of hell all the way to godhood. And I think Kefka sees himself going through that journey as well. And it's also I mean, the entire tower is a construction of his ego, isn't it? So he just is literally letting the person know what he's been through, and I think it's kind of ironic in a sense, because Kefka's gone full nihilism, right? And the way he represents his full-on nihilism about the world and his godhood is friggin' referencing the greatest bits of art that humanity has to offer. So it's so ironic, isn't it? It's so wonderfully ironic that with his nihilism and his indescribable power, or it could be just shadowing of the fact that he could now do this. He could actually make such art. Oh wow, it's becoming even more relevant now.
Representing the greatest art in a literal tower made of the ruins and garbage of the former Gestalt Empire.
Yeah, I think it's even more relevant now with there's AI generated slop. Imagine having the power to create so much art in their own hands and then just go blop on top of. I think it's even more of a relevant social commentary that age like fine wine. Imagine having the power of God in your hands, right? Godlike powers in your hand to create monumental works of art on top of a pile of garbage of all the garbo data, right? And creating that right on top without effort. And it feels like art has, in essence, become meaningless. I think that's what's being hinted at off here. So that's beyond the music itself. But anyways, that we're going off topic. because we need to hear this song more than once. We're hearing this version, and we're hearing the newer version too. Okay, this is the third section. Oh, switch to major theme. So the kind of happier major theme. And this is just completely fugal thing you would hear in church. Oh yeah, I can't, like, you will not be able to hear this in church, the previous sections in church music so much. Because they have to have everything be major and happy and yep. This is just full on what you would hear. And now it goes hiding minor music now. You can see the slight tonal shift being hidden. Yep. And now this is probably the most traditional sounding music. Oh, circle of fifths. All the most traditional bits of music theory, because it's just pure solo organ music for heaven. Wow. This is just Nobuo Uematsu flexing off his music theory. Yeah. I think it's just music theory flex, but to be fair, to make the music sound interesting, using only the organ, they cut off everything other than the organ. So there's more just this representing heaven by pure music theory. That is so cool. Wow. And everything is in major to start off with, so everything sounds happy, and then suddenly now the tonal shift. Whew. If I had like the score and some time, we could go through a bunch of music analysis and do tonal analysis of this, but I think it's necessary. On the surface level, all we need to know is that he's using music theory to represent heaven. That's pure music theory. Yep. And using the staccato style pauses to set up the final boss. With the ascent into more and more discord, as you can hear here, it sounds dissonant. And they fade out here, but I imagined they had to fade out here because now is the theme of meeting Kefka, and it's an exact one-to-one representation of what you hear at the beginning of the game. So that hits hard. It's hitting so hard. And then we go into full prog rock mode. We're gonna go full prog rock mode now. And like I said in the beginning that his Nobuo Uematsu has been dying to use drums. He's like, oh, please let me use the drums. Once he goes to NES, Super Nintendo era music, and you'll hear it going full ham. He's going to do his what he could do the best imaginable, which is go full prog rock, go full drums, and just go Dream Theater mode, right? Yep. He's like, okay, I've been waiting to do this. This is the Kefka theme as well. Yep. Yep. Whatchamacallit? Arrhythmic. So he's shifting up the different rhythms. 1, 2, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I need to look at the score to know the exact rhythms being used here. Like 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, yeah. It's arrhythmic, so basically it's shifting between different time signatures. And now different the 4/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So it's just again playing around with people's expectations. Yep. This is the second half as well. Yep. And a singer going through, like an orchestral singer coming through here. Man, I can't wait to hear the other side, the non-digital version, and see how they improved on it. But mostly the improvements are gonna be. There we go. Oh, that friggin' Kefka laugh.
There is a particular brand of horror that Kefka brings. Imagine finally being able to stand before a god, surrounded by heavenly clouds and grand light. And the only thing you can feel from the god-like being is sheer murderous intent and hatred. That is an existential horror.
Yeah. No, the thing is, Kefka already won. He already has everything, right? And the amount of yeah, he already has everything. The amount of hatred. I'm what am I reminded of? I have no mouth, but I must scream. You have to actually kind of wonder. And defeating Kefka. You have to kind of wonder if he has that much power. Does he secretly want to be wrong? Does he? If he's truly omnipotent and cannot be defeated, this adds a really subtle layer to Kefka's villainy as well. With his, but to be fair, what's actually creepy about it is Kefka's defeat. Think about it for a little. When he dies, he goes. There's no monologue. There's no, woe is me. No, it's impossible that you expect from a villain. He just dies. I think to a certain extent, and this is just me maybe reaching a little bit here, that he secretly wants to be wrong and wants to be defeated. I mean, but how OP can like 12 mortals be, right? To be able to defeat it. But maybe it's the idea that we were able to defeat everything and the illusion of having that a bit of control. Or maybe he's just waiting for a bit of proof for humanity to actually want to struggle and to want to survive. But to be fair, Kefka's mind is shattered, and maybe, just maybe, his death is the only bit of sanity he has left. but that's really reaching for a bit. But that's a really cool interpretation. Anyways, back to the song. But his entire thing is just existential crisis, then disappears. Or maybe he just it is literally just kind of like Pandora's box energy, where unless humanity is going to stand up to him, he won't do anything. I mean, but like I said, it's a bit reaching. And it's like finding sanity in the insanity. Or maybe it's just...
For all his power,
yep.
He couldn't control people. He could torture, antagonize, and off people no problem, but he couldn't control their emotions. The closest he got was filling the people full of despair and hopelessness. But despite this, our heroes came to him with a hope, and this was out of his influence.
That's a good interpretation as well. I think what's actually okay, so here's an interpretation of what it's like, is that humans have the capability to make meaning out of the meaningless. So that's one way of thinking about it. If life in itself doesn't inherently have any meaning, and inherently is there's no point, the fact that humans could actually write their own destinies and determine where they go and create a life of their own is the rewriting of their own destiny and then determining their future. But yeah, it's creating meaning out of the meaningless. And I think Kefka doesn't have anything to say, because anything he would say would I think silence speaks much louder than anything he has to say, like foiled. No, it's impossible, right? Yeah, but that's the end of Dancing Mad. And let me just say, that freaking Kefka laugh, right? You'll appreciate it even more that that's actually the most realistic sound effect of a laugh that you could actually have, given the limited hardware of the Super Nintendo, and they had to dedicate that sound to him, and that's why it's so iconic, I think. Yep. Anyways, let's hear the other version and see what the orchestration adds to the whole thing. Oh. Yep. Okay, so you could hear the drums going in the background. Yep. And there's like a lot more oomph in the organ music. And it's just more than just reverb. And yep, having the reverb is just gives it just gives me chills. Oh, you could hear, if you're wearing headphones, you could hear the deep bass of the real organ compared to the synthesized instrument. And the timpanis going bomb, bomb, timpani drums, and real singers really just adds to the whole thing. And singing it makes it a little bit more singing just oohs and ahs. You could actually tell the different singers being here and singing it operatic style. Oh wow, yep. And interestingly enough, that chasing note, the downward ascending note, is too fast to play on an air organ. So they use the so they used a synthetic one. I wonder if there is a slight difference on the second playthrough as well. I don't think there is. But yeah, being able to distinguish the different singers make it kind of more individual, which is a bit of a stylistic difference from the original, where the singing voice is more homogenized for sure. But again, by having them just singing oohs and ahs keeps it language neutral. Like you could have them singing stuff in Latin, but nothing. Having it culturally neutral is kind of nice as well. Also, a better representation of what the original sound is going for. Yep, you could hear the alto, the soprano, and the baritone here. Tenor, more like, but yeah. Yeah, you could also see the added drums here, giving everything a nice punchy feeling. Okay.
It's interesting that the soundtrack has the Kefka laugh as a part of it.
Yeah.
I wonder if the song can also be an interpretation of Kefka's emotions during the fight, from the chaotic start to the slower, more melodic latter part that sounds almost sad, like funeral music or remorseful. But, his laugh kicks the chaotic part in again, showing his mania taking hold of his thoughts once more as the fight continues.
Yeah. It could be kind of his mental state, right? In the last dancing mat theme, yeah, it could be representative of his mental state. But well, it could be I want to hear the song again, but it is a yeah, it's interesting to hear. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. But that's a good interpretation of it as well. I mean, musically, it makes sense to have a manic part and a slower going part, right? Just to give it some variety and give it some sort of form, so you don't so it doesn't go full on adrenaline all the time. But I also want to hear the slower part in the the fourth movement as well, to hear more nuanced melody stuff. But yeah. Alright, we're jumping into part 2. And yep, we're adding a bit of drum rolls to the background. Interesting interpretation, but it is just probably to make it feel less empty. And punch up the rhythm a little bit. Yeah, the drum rolls is actually more reminiscent of whatchamacallit, circus music as well. And you have to wonder if it's just real singing or synthetic singing. Yep. Oh, there's a bass singer. Oh, 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 oh. Yep. Yep, and there's the B part of melody too. I separate them into A parts and B parts because usually there's two different sounding things going on. We don't have the repeating into something different version of this. Yep. Yep. It's just... Okay, and now we jump into this. Well, to be honest, I think it sounds a little bit unfinished compared to the original. Too abruptly ending in and jumping into the A theme again. And I wonder if it makes a transition a bit cleaner into part 3. Yeah, that being said, let's keep hearing here. I think there's not much to say about the orchestration because the sound here mostly is just upgraded from a synthetic synthesized organ to a real one. And you could tell from the beginning already that it just sounds so good. So good. And after this, we'll see how it transitions, if it transitions well into the heaven theme. Just wait until ads end. Yep. Yep, the tubular bells. Bong. Yep. And again, not that it's just full-on choral music and harmony. Yep, aside from the bells, it's just reminiscent of what you would hear in a cathedral back in the 15th century, pre-Renaissance. Yep. Just Kefka theme playing in the counter melody there. Yep. And now it's just like I said, there's so many little music theory tidbits here that it's worth going through if we do a more thorough analysis. But I'm already just hearing lots of contrapuntal melodies and a lot of bugle melodies. And now the more toccata style. And then more and more dissonant. Yep. Oh, it's so weird because it doesn't sound as dissonant on on an actual organ. But I think that's because the organ, especially for the pipe organ, has a lot more harmonics than perhaps a synthesized sound. So dissonance doesn't sound as complete. It doesn't sound quite as dissonant, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Right, so nice. And over here, like I said, you start is here the start of a circle of fifths and going to a different circle of fifths. Yeah, yep. If you don't know what circle of fifths is it's that thing you just heard. Da 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 da. Yep. Which is cycling through it's cycling through fifths. I don't know how to actually explain it simpler. But yeah, you cycle through different chords that have fifths in relation to each other. So it is one of you hear it a lot in modern pop music as well. But it is a very easy shorthand for something to sound musical. It's one of my favorite musical composition techniques. Like you'll hear it immediately whenever you recognize it immediately as. Yep. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by how good the music is. And now they're going to, and the way that I think they fade out to avoid so that this starts immediately once you go into the final boss form. And the added singing voice. Yep, a little bit different from the intro because the added singing voice just adds that extra oomph. And yeah, drums and bass. Ooh, guitar. Guitar wasn't here before. And switching from the church organ to the Hammond organ, the completely synthetic voice, going full on prog rock. Yep, going full prog rock with the electric guitar now. They hired a guitarist, they're gonna have to use it, so that's the energy I'm getting. And the punchier drums lets you appreciate the arrhythmic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, yeah. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Switches between 7s and 8s. You could hear the bassist having a bit more to do. Playing through the slower parts. Yep. Just adding a little bit of variety in comparison to the original. It feels weird to actually have a synthetic flute here. Why not use a real one? Yeah, why not use a real one for this part? It feels... Yeah. Man, there are some tidbits that sounds kind of sus, but... Yeah, but anyways, it is very harmonically interesting in the... I mean, it could only be harmonically interesting because that's the only thing you could get to focus on during the 4/4 slower bits in the end. Yep. Still, the Kefka theme, the Kefka leitmotif is everywhere. You could hear it here and there and everywhere. Yep. 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 Every bit of Kefka is here. Yep. I don't know if the second half is representative of Kefka, because I remember Kefka having a second form. I think we didn't get to see it in the playthrough. The second form of Kefka casts a spell that demolishes everybody. And I think we played it too quick. Oh yeah, this is. I think he says a line here, doesn't he? Because he has a line at the beginning saying like death or something already. So it's maybe to punctuate the second bit of dialogue that he has. What is the second bit of dialogue that he has? Yep. Okay. Kefka final boss. Right, and that's going to be it for Dancing Mad. Dancing Mad, it is, yep, so good. Yeah, it is, like I said, the culmination of everything, and it's such a poignant final boss theme. It is probably the best final boss theme, but I can't compare it to other bits. Yeah, I can't compare it to whatchamacallit, other boss themes until I hear them or analyze them, I think. Let me see. Kefka final boss quotes. I'll try again. Kefka final boss quotes. Yep. So life, dreams, hope. Where did they come from? Where did they go? Where did they come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Such meaningless things. I'm going to destroy them all. That's the beginning. And I will destroy everything. I will create a monument for non-existence. Why do you build knowing destruction is inevitable? The end comes beyond chaos. Yeah. Why do you build knowing that destruction is inevitable? Yep. I think that is the line that represents the his slower parts. So yeah. That is probably what he means, what he is thinking about. Okay, so Mana, if you're still here, question: do you want me to move on to the other quote, or the other song? I mean, which is the last boss, the song number 2, or the do we do My Easter Egg, which is Sega Fantasy 6? We could do Balance of the Restored first before doing Sega Fantasy 6. I haven't set up Sega Fantasy 6 properly though, so it might need to give me some time to look for it and put it on the screen. Are you still there? If not, I'll just go on and list whatchamacallit. Let's just go with balance is restored. Right, so balance is restored is the ending theme, right? Of the whole thing. So yeah, there's that. I'm not sure if this is a reference to any other theme, or this is the first time you hear it. Could be the very first time we hear it, right? Yeah.
I've heard this in FF14 as well.
Yeah. Yep, the first theme we hear is Cyan Garamon's theme. So we would now go through the various different characters.
Actually, this sounds familiar to some themes in FF7.
It could very well be referencing Final Fantasy VII stuff. I mean, Final Fantasy could be referencing a few songs here. And now is the Setzer theme. A little bit more melancholic. And with the Falcon's theme going second as well. It is just all of the themes. But the thing is, to be fair, this is just going to be emotionally loaded anyways, because it contains every single theme from every single character one by one. And it blends various different themes together with balances restored. Yep. It is also interesting that the theme is called Balance is Restored. It's not like goodness or life is back to the to positivity, but it's just saying a balance is restored. And they transition from this to which theme is it? Mog. Yep. Mog in a Viennese waltz theme. Yep. I have a soft spot for Viennese waltz, especially if you hear it in the whatchamacallit, Howl's Moving Castle. Yep. And is it Umaro afterwards? Boom. Boom. Here we go. Bum 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 ba ba da ba ba da ba 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 da ba da ba 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 ba. Yep. Umaro is just such a mood. It's interesting though that it is also interesting that and Go-Go's theme. Just as a side note, if you look at the audio track from here, Catastrophe, RAP, Dark World. Yep, you notice that the tracks. Oh, we'll look over on the other side as well. But you notice that the tracks have there's very limited tracks after the world goes to ruin, right? And to be fair, it's limited by the probably just so that we're gonna add a whole new afterworld to this, so all these other tracks will just add as a bit of a bonus. But all the other emotional bits of the world is just character songs anyways. So yeah, you can see that there's a little less time to be able to do these bits of music. But I mean, this is just chef's kiss. Bop, 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 bop. The Go-Go theme. Bop, 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 bop. Yep, get the lighthearted characters out of the way, except for Cyan. But even Cyan is lighthearted with him dealing with whatchamacallit, being bad with machines. And Go-Go falling into the hole. And Gao. Do 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 do. Yep. Oh, what happened to his skip beat? Yep, and now we go into the opera theme. And the opera theme now, or Celeste's theme, is going to harmonize with Locke's theme. Bum 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 bum. Yep. Bum 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 bum. I think this is such the best part of the whole thing is whenever.
That is adorable.
Yep. Yep. It is probably the best part of the whole thing. Having Locke's theme harmonize with the Celeste theme. And it is such a interesting thing because the theme doesn't go together at all. Like it is such an incompatible theme that you have to take extra steps to try to harmonize them. But it works. I think it also tells a lot about the relationship. It's not without its rough spots, you know. What is Gao doing to Realm on the video in that thing over there? Okay, let's not think. What is Gao doing to the little child? Okay, just keep going, Gao. Wait, which theme is this? Is it the Realm part yet? Okay, give me a second while I turn off the sound. Oh, this is the terrorist theme. Yep.
Gao is harnessing his cat powers to go Naya.
Yep. And now is the realm theme. And the realm theme. This is a really cute theme as well, right? But this next transition is also one of the best ones. Realm transitioning into the shadow theme. Because it goes minor right here, and yeah, really cool transition. Such a wonderful little hidden transition here. And I don't know if the music cuts off at various different points depending on how many characters you have at the end. If they actually have to jigsaw puzzle a bit of music that changes depending on which ending characters you have, that's an impressive feat in and of itself. And Strago. So 3 generations into the Strago Magus theme. And I can't remember if Strago's the last one of the themes here. Yep, it is the last of the themes. Oh no. We've hit Trans Terra. And after the whole thing, we have this, which is the escape. Like, the ending is so different. Like, imagine the ending being so different without Terra. Because you could finish the game without Terra. You only need 4 characters to finish the game. Which is Setzer, Sabin, Edgar, and Celeste. And this is them leaving. So you just wonder. You have to wonder if the end, like how it ends without them, or how the music changes without them. But yeah, this is another bit where all of the music needs to flow into each other, despite either having or not having different characters. Anyways, let me just double check all the stuff. And you actually have to wonder. Give me a second to clear all these notifications. Yep. And yeah. Interesting, we get the... Oh, I know what this is. This is the Setzer's theme. It is a callback to... Whoa, just give me a second. Hi, Silvala. Thanks for joining in.
At Selvala, you successfully redeemed Kyle for 30 LP.
For the Gao theme when we're doing music analysis. It is literally like a wrestler, like a friggin' Stone Cold Steve Austin crash right through in the middle of a music appreciation. But yeah, I was gonna say, it is interesting that as soon as we leave Kefka's tower, right, and we could see the world being restored to normal.
Context and waiting are for suckers.
You can see the world returning to normal. And the way that you get the world's different colors of the world to return to normal is to reference the World of Balance theme, which is the theme you hear the airship. Yeah, it is subtle because I didn't notice the first time that we went back to the original airship theme. Because you see the world, the sky going blue, and the world becoming a little bit more green. But as soon as we're done with this song, we're going to go and look at whatchamacallit, Sega Fantasy 6. It's a real treat. Okay. Okay, give me a second. I can't remember if my Opera view is working, but we'll figure that out in a little bit. Yep. I think the music is... Yeah, over here it's just reharmonizing the... whatchamacallit? The overworld theme. The... over and over so that so you could actually see the credits. And it's just a little bit of... I'll say it. It's a little bit of padding. So you can actually hear the theme over and over. Yep. Do 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 do. Yeah, it's just a little bit of padding, but we're watching credits, so I imagine this being the, like I said, the weak point of the whole thing. It is just stuff going on in the background, so you could actually just let this go on in the background. And it's going to be a little while before we hear something interesting. Yep, here we go. Finally, the Terra theme coming back. As soon as we hear something significant going on. And it is about the children giving birth, right? Well, not the children giving birth, the teens. Finally having new signs of life. Yep. And we'll see. We're gonna hear this more than once. It could be that we're hearing this more than once because I can't remember if we have agency and we have control over the characters now or not. Yep, it could be. Still very cool. Whew. Oh, here's the coolest bit. Yeah, having the Final Fantasy Journey Begins theme happening at the very last moment of the game, coming full circle, feels so right. It feels amazing. It's such an emotional gut punch. I love it. Because you hear this in every single Final Fantasy whenever you start an adventure. This is from the first Final Fantasy, so having the adventure begins as a finale, it's just wow. Like, if this was the last of the Final Fantasies, I would be, well, I wouldn't want it to be the last, but it is the finality of the Final Fantasy. The idea that this is the last of the Super NES titles, the last Super NES title on the final of the on the Nintendo. It could be hinting at that even. And then the end of an era. It could very well be. Because I have no idea how if Square is how aware they are with the situation with the Apple, not Apple, the Sony Nintendo thing going sour and leaving the console. But yeah, the end of this music is signify an end of an era. But it won't be until Final Fantasy X that we get full orchestras and full on rock music. But I love this ending. Friggin', I love this running strings section so much. It is such a reference to Wagnerian
I miss
operas.
the Super Nintendo CD Sony Collab universe.
CD's nuts. But didn't they Nintendo have a disc system like prepared before with PlayStation already set up, right? As a whatchamacallit. But I think it's important context for what we're about to watch next as well. Yep. Ba ba bam. This such a dissonant such a dissonant ending. Love it. Okay. Right. We are done with the entire bit of Final Fantasy.
Then they went with Philips. Hot take: the Zelda CDI games have the best soundtrack out of the franchise.
Oh god, do I need to go investigate? Alright, squad of law, we're off. But you might notice the menus are in Thai. Like I said, it is such a weird thing to have a Thai font be so much better in displaying English. Look at this. This is such a wonderful departure from the original text in English. Um,
Just saying the sound team overachieved.
yeah, the sound, yeah, it's so good. I think, like I said, the sound team on this is, well, it's supervised by Nobuo Uematsu, but they did pretty well getting all of the various different sounds to work. Let me just close this real quick, and we're going to, uh, let me just open up, where is it? I have to add a new source. Is it a window capture? Is it an existing one? It could very well be an existing one. Okay.
Yeah, I can read Thai. Totally wasn't expecting English menu.
Yep. Here it is. Okay, let me just press OK here. And I'm going to crop this a little bit. How do I crop this? Let's crop a lot more of the right. Okay, maybe 600, 700. Okay, and then go down. Okay, so let me just do a little bit of a context of what you're about to watch here. This is a video called Sega Fantasy, all the way from 2005. And what it entails is that it talks about the uh, Final Fantasy. Uh, well, it is a direct, whatchamacallit, parody of Final Fantasy. And Final Fantasy 6. Let me just increase the left, decrease the left cropping a little. Yep. It is, and it references directly to the console wars of the uh, mid late 2000s. And let me just move. Okay, that's not it. And somewhere in the middle. I'll see if I could get this somewhere nice. Yeah, prop it in the middle somewhere. It is a long video. It is 40 minutes, but it's 40 minutes of absolute pure gold. So many little references, so many wonderful things. All right, I hope you guys are ready. And I'm gonna pop a link, and I'm going to paste it here. And I'm gonna start recording, so I could upload this as a separate video. All right, so now that we've finished Final Fantasy 6, and we've watched the ending and analyzed everything, this is a bit of a surprise. So I'm going to react to one of the best bits of parody media ever created. This was created back in 2005 and it's called Sega Fantasy 6. And this needs so much more traction. It needs so much more people watching. And it's a crime that this thing doesn't have more viewers or gets more well known, and that's why I'm covering it here. Right? It deals specifically with the console wars of the mid-late 2000s, and for context, it's about that time when the PSP, I do believe, this is before PS3, right? It's about the PSP becoming more relevant, and what people thought the next generation of gaming consoles is going to be mixed media. So you can't rely on just gaming anymore. You needed to have DVD, you needed it to be able to have play DVDs and in the future Blu-rays and stuff. And this is the beginning of that. Anyways, let's just see what's up. Where's the window? And let's just play it. PS1, the next generation machine. Nintendo Saturn, like Sega Saturn, 64-bit power. N64, fun for everyone. The 3DO, the Black Knight. All right, let's take this data. Let's go. Whoa, that's a little bit loud. Let me turn down the volume a little bit. Maybe around here. And, yep. Look at all them cool consoles. And who's the bad guy here? Who's Kefka? Welcome, everyone. Was so surprised. I was so sure you'd come. I went and wrote a speech. I do hope you find it appropriate for the occasion.
He is a scalper.
He has a PSP. Just how far were you willing to go to destroy the game industry, PSP? I have acquired the greatest power known to consoles. Behold! Behold this enormous LCD screen. Do you think you could pose a threat? The game-only machine will die, and all the games will come to me. But there are also things that only pure game machines can do. No one wants those things anymore. Why do things persist when they already know that they aren't selling? That's not what's important. What's important are the things like games interesting. Does it convey to players? And is Sega... Wait. What does it convey to the players? And is Sega as we know it really gone forever? Yes. Yes, it is. This is also at the cusp of Sega becoming a game-only company. Sega Saturn, if we find those answers for the next generation, isn't that enough? And have you found those answers in that dying world you chose to inhabit? We have. Heart that goes to gaming. Classics to be passed on. Make games for the children of the world. This says N64. The multiplayer. The legacy of our friends. The people accept me the way I am, says Dreamcast. Virtual Boss says mustaches. The brats who find me adorable, says the GameCube. I love that the GameCube. We'll notice all of the characters being represented here in a little bit, but there we go. PSP says, then I shall erase them all from your lives. The very thing that gives you sustenance. PSP, stop! Not the UMDs. Those chonkers. I have absorbed the greatest power this world in my very being. You're nothing but garbage. Lower than garbage. Lower than scum. We'll never forgive you, PSP. Garbage should fight amongst itself. Oh no! Not the old retro consoles. Have at it, weaklings. And we have, okay. Just looking at all the consoles here. PS1, Sega Saturn, N64, 3DO, the Wonder Swan, the Virtual Boy, the Xbox, the PCFX, my goodness, DC's Dreamcast, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, and GameCube. Right. Okay, if you don't recognize this guy on the left here, he is the PC Engine. So talk about obscure. And all of its various upgrades. There goes the memory card. The PC Engine Buster. Alright, the PCFX is gonna attack. Virtual Tetris coming from the Virtual Boy. The chonky Xbox, ramming it with the body. Projectiles have no effect on the Xbox. You're gonna dance with the Earth Blues there. What are we gonna throw? Notice that there's unlimited. Okay. Okay. Look at all the games being thrown away by the Virtual Boy. We have the Virtual Boy, Bushido Blades 1 and 2. Radiator Stories. As in the instead of I don't know what Radiator Stories is. We have Unlimited Saga in the items that could be thrown. Final Fantasy VIII and Xenosaga. So these are all junk games that's being lauded and being thrown away. Virtual Boy. Yep. Pac-Man being called. Heaven's Voice. I don't remember. Oh, was that the Jaguar? Was that the Jaguar 64? Xbox Lives. Blue Breaker. Special Tech. Alright. Unlimited Saga. Throwing Star Ocean. Quadruple Throw. Kusoge. Bugs. Censored. Oh no, he's trying to heal but cannot write to memory. The absolute cinema of all this. The absolute cinema from all of these references. My goodness. Alright, let's keep going. And who's the next thing? It is the original Famicom being upgraded to the Famicom Disk System. Not Robbie the Robot. Yep, Game Boy Advance. Oh, low battery from the GameCube. No, I'm talking about the original Game Boy. Not the freaking rocket punches. GameCube doing a Kirby Air Raid. Let's attack. Let's use our tools. We have a Rumble Pack. And the Gyromite. The man in green is here as a summon. There goes Rob, being hit to the moon. Alright, we're gonna use a controller pack now to heal up. Oh no, not the power glove, it's so bad! Oh no, the Game Boy Advance is down. What are we gonna do? Use the Triforce. Stop throwing discs at us, Famicom Disk System. Oh no, not the ultrasonic waves emanating from the controller. And with the Triforce of Nintendo consoles, you are going down. Oh no, not the Genesis. Also, aka the Mega Drive. Genesis 16-bit. Upgraded with a CD system. The 32-bit extension. Not the Mega Drive life support tower. Let's mug him. Let's steal stuff from him with a mug. Nothing worth stealing from the Sega CD. Not the golden axe. Oh man, all of these and a sword check from the 3DO. Visual memory unit. Giving everybody a bit of RAM expansion. Unable to read cartridge. Okay. Just by the way, it's such a callback from the... If you have a Sega Saturn, that is your memory card. The unable to read cartridge is one of the absolute worst things that you could actually see. It is literally one of the worst complaints of the Sega Saturn with their memory card. It is literally your memory card's been corrupted. So yeah, there's that. And in the meantime, are people even still here? Oh well, I don't know what happened to the viewership, but let's go ahead and continue. The Sword of Sodan. Sodan these. Oh. Another classic Genesis reference. Oh no. Saturn's gonna strike with a bunch of the Saturn logos. Oh, there it goes. Soul Calibur. Yep. One of the only a few good games on the Dreamcast. Well, Dreamcast has a ton of really good games, to be fair. And with that, well, looks like you're not as bad as I thought. You're next, PSP. Very well. Then I shall show you the power which an Einstein God himself. Behold. And the PSP is here. Let's see all the references from the PSP. Slightly more high-def PSP than the rest of these pixelated dudes. Classics, masterpieces, epics. From where did they come, and where do they go? I'll destroy every last shred of them. No, don't give them unreliable batteries. Their maximum HP has gone down to 1. Throwing the Senno Saga. This is brutal. Holy Demons Lightstone. Beat Mania. The original thing to Guitar Hero. Great. Defective square button. Oh no. They've all been defected. But we have backwards compatibility. We had backwards compatibility between... this is a reference to the transfusions spell where you give up your life to heal up the other character. But yeah, we have backwards compatibility between Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. Gunpei! One of the only good games on the Wonder Swan. But Wonder Swan had a Super Robot Wars as well, which is wild. Alright. PCFX is going to do his dance. Chunky Boy going down. Xbox Live! Second half. Why do you so strongly resist when you know you have no future? They say public opinion lowers the moment eyes are laid on your graphics, and yet you persist. All you have to do is steal from the past. Sequels and remakes are all what the public wants. Even back in 2005, this was relevant. This is a 20-year-old animation, and still, the more things change, the more things stay the same. That's not true. New games and new experiences are what the public truly wants. There's no way that will sell. You've seen this conservative world for yourselves. That is why I absorbed movies and music into my being. We could no longer survive on games alone. And even if that is true, we will keep making games until that day arrives. I see. In that case, we shall settle this here and now. No, not a startup failure. Insta-dead. Use a blitz attack for the infinite loop. Oh, Xbox is gonna brute force. And down goes the PCFX. Don't call tech support. Please hold, your call is important to us. Yep. That's what happens when you call tech support. It's gonna be a while, Kefka. Or PSP. Uh-oh, here comes the UMD attacks. Okay, the memory works this time. Oh, and by the way, this is the original tech from Cyan. Why Cyan's so bad. Not TFT! Umaru gave his life. The sword tech real. Nice. PSP is going to trans. It's changed to a PSX. Using the Sony timer. Everybody gets a turn. Resetting the Sony timer so that it could abuse in-game states. And who's the actual culprit behind the PSP? Oh, PSP is in fact the Pocket Station. One of the most reviled bits of hardware of them all. If you didn't know what the Pocket Station was, it is a memory card replacement with an LCD screen that you could actually play the mini games on it. but very, very little mini games. Things like Tokimeki Memorial was compatible with the Pocket Station, if I remember. And down goes PSP. He was the Pocket Station all along. The whole place is falling apart. I've come to help, says NG Pocket. Neo Geo Pocket's come to help. Hurry! The airship's parked outside. Alright, everyone, let's move it. We all need to work together if we're gonna survive. PlayStation? Oh, there goes the PlayStation's memory card. No! What will it do? The power of old consoles is leaving this world. So that's why the PlayStation 2 is having trouble. Or the PlayStation is having trouble. Everyone follow me. With the few remaining moments left to me, I shall show you the way out. And yes, we have the entire outro of this being played. It is redonkulous. But that battle's only half of the parody. Like the second half of the parody here is just all console references and in-game Final Fantasy references. And here's the 3DO as the 3DO Real. You don't even remember the 3DO, do you? That 3DO, hit the triangle button. Oh, but I'm not good with polygons. Oh my goodness. 3DO as Cyan as 3DO. Real 2, wake up Real 2. Oh no, not the Real 2 consoles. And the 3DO Tri. Oh no. These consoles are dead on arrival. Sub, curse you the Empire. Wonder Swan, a tiny little handheld. Wonder Swan was lauded for being it is a throwback of a console. Wait here, I'll look for something you can cross on, says the Dreamcast. Hold it. The technique of the old world may still prove to be useful yet. Right? What do you have to say, right, Gunpei? You know, you take a real good look. You're even better looking than Naomi. Alright, I'll help, but only if you'll be my woman. Oh no. Okay, I accept, but if you can beat me at gambling, that is, if you think you're up to it. And the Mario and Luigi coins. Nintendo 64. As well as the GameCube. Being Sabin and being brothers. The GameCube playing Sabin and Nintendo 64. I went against your wishes. I thought even with discs I could handle anything the kids throw at me. That's why I tried to become stronger. Let's settle it with this coin. Heads you win, tails I win. Winner can do whatever he wants. So here we go. The older brother here with the friggin' Mario coin. Yeah, the older brother here being the Mario and Luigi brothers, and the friggin' 64 being the last Nintendo console to not use discs, right? Yeah. Well, to be fair, newer, handhelds used cartridges still. But GameCube is just, I want to use discs. And help me, Kupo. And he's a Crane Game prize now. I'm not one of those Crane Game prizes, Koopa. Oh, he fell. Koopa! And he fished him. And the 3DO. Saved. And Xbox being an absolute chonky boy. Referenced as the Umaro the Yeti. The door won't open. Grav. Chonky Xbox. Boo. Grah. And the PCXX, yeah, I'm your boss, Koopa. You're gonna join our party, Koopa. Grah. Although I'm the one outselling you these days. My goodness. Xbox being an absolute chunker is still of a unit is still being played. Neo Geo Pocket. Oh yeah. Neo Geo Pocket being lauded as just an emulator of sorts for the Neo Geo consoles is just funny. Yep. We have to press a set of buttons at the same time. Neo Geo Pocket linked with the Dreamcast. Oh, I think it could link with the Dreamcast. I think. I have no idea. I don't remember the exact hardware limitations. Yep. And off he goes. And the PL as Playdia. Wait, Playdia? Oh, is it the reference to the fact that is that the original?
This is such an odd sequence.
Yep. It is, just give me a second while I look at who said that. It is literally, like you missed all of the, well, you weren't here for most of it, I think, Mana, but it is I'm not sure if you were here or not, but it is just a reference to the entire gaming culture back in 2005 and how consoles are dying out. And Playdia as Gao. Yep. It's just gonna rage and leap. Do you make awful games?
I was listening, but I was playing a game with my mom.
What one really wants. What will you do, my dear? I wait for your words. Throwing a little memory card. And the Dreamcast as the Dreamcast or Celeste. And Sega Saturn as Locke. So the last Sega consoles. No, not the freaking battery. Those things are really hard to find, right? I will never let go. Thank you, Saturn. And the PlayStation 1. PS1, PlayStation. No, not the last memory card. as the father. Yeah, Super the SNES as the father. Farewell, PlayStation. Old machines are leaving this world. Perhaps even you, whose blood flows also through my veins. Yeah, it is a reference to the fact that Nintendo was a predecessor. But if as a console you're able to find something real, stay real, I'm sure. Oh no, I could no longer fight. I have lost all strength with which I could. I will remain here as parents to those children, not the Game Boy Colors and the friggin' Nintendo the Game Boy SP, Advanced SPs, and Realm being portrayed as Game Boy Advance. Oh, my Game Boy. I think my time is coming. Hey, Grandpa. If you don't hurry up, I'm leaving you behind. Give me your link cable. I'll pull you along. Aww. We're gonna give Game Boy link cables to be pulled along. Thank you for troubling me. Literally on life support. I was only for a while, but I'm glad I got to see you again. Aw, so sad. Huh? Grandpa? And Virtual Boy, the oddball of the Nintendo handheld family. Ostracized.
Odd and sad the sequence.
Oh my goodness. Go away, Interceptor. No, not the Pikachu station. Pocket Pikachu station or something. I can't remember what it's called. It's the one where you have the Pokemon as a Tamagotchi of sorts. Take care. It looks like I'll finally be free of that pest. Greet him for me, Lynx. Oh no, not the Lynx. And what's this? The Game Boy. The Game Boy. Only his cartridge remains. Grandpa! Where'd you go, Grandpa Game Boy? Ironically, I think the Game Boy hardware will be easier to... Yeah, Grandpa! Fear not, GBA, for my hardware lives on inside you. Aww. Take care. Nowadays, I think the hardware for the Game Boy is much longer lived. Turning down the volume of my old TV. Off they go. Follow me. Says PS1. Like I said, I didn't actually explain the Wonder Swan. It is actually a... no, not the Last Crystal. It is a handheld that went back to basics and said we should have just ink graphics like the Game Boy to save on the memory. People will appreciate the games when they have a lot more battery life. I think that was the gist of it. The PlayStation powers is fading. Not the little Game Boy Color kids. But yeah, out of all this, I think people remember the Game Boy Color more fondly. And the Game Boy SPs are having children. Come on, SP. I can still... Yep. We've all fallen down. But it's just so meant, like, still fight. Oh no, where'd the Sega Saturn go? Where's PlayStation? And Saturn. Yep, the original theme coming in. What's this? Not the controllers. Hardware with built-in clock, eh? To think that it became unable to read disc after only 1 year. Oh dear. That's no problem, just flip it over. Even on those days, disc problems. The Jaguar. Let's drop this Xbox statue on Naomi's head. This is only big. It'll take over 3 years for it to actually start selling. Oh wow. All these. And here's the big draw of the day. The fabled bunt home run. Bid starts at 1 yen. Oh, as always, no claims, no returns. Anyone? Say how many bits you are anyway. 32 bits. I'm the next generation machine. Oh dear. Neo Geo CD says, Pocket Station. I can no longer allow you to carry on with your foul deeds. 100 Mega Shock. Bomb. You think you can beat me with such a slow loading time? Oh. Ooh. That's a low blow pocket on the Pocket Stations. And the Emperor's the PS2. Have you gone mad? Mad? Whatever do you mean, Emperor? And aren't you just barely one step away from being just a DVD player? Oh, the burns. You. How could you get away with saying such things? Dual Shock. Ha, you think your little tricks can defeat me? Oh, 90 Gods of War, strike down this DVD player before me. And down goes the PlayStation 2. I take back a part of being a DVD player. Because you see, Emperor, you will no longer be able to play, read DVDs. Aww. Man. The burns. Since you came all this way, I think I'll allow you to continue to function within my being. And by drawing in the power of the memory of the PS2, Pocket Station performs a start of a new generation of PSPs. And there we are. At last, we have Alkali, an Alkali battery for the dying console. Who's Sid being played as? Not the... Oh god. Not the Game Gear. The thing about this, if you recall, Game Gear was so advanced as a handheld console at its time.
No,
but
Live Game Gear.
Live Game Gear, yep. But the thing about the Game Gear is that it requires you use 6 AA batteries at a time, and that thing drains 6 AA batteries within a few hours. It is literally the worst battery life of a console ever. Eat this battery, you feel better. I don't think I could last much longer. No. It is literally what it feels like. You have to go out and buy new batteries every few days. Thank heavens you're all right, said the master. This couldn't. I'll never die. Even if they take me off the shelves, I'll live on through eBay. Hooray! That's what most consoles feel like now. Come on, Cube. I'll now teach you my greatest technique. On the Apple Pippin. Not the friggin' Pippin killing off everybody. Why can't I beat you? Says the PS1. Game Boy Pocket. Mommy, is something wrong? Go back inside, Game Boy Pocket. No! Mommy, help! And then you turn into the PSX to destroy the cruel Apple Pippin. Understand everyone's feelings. I understand now. I can still fight. I can still help protect everyone and our future. This is Saturn's power memory, not his memory card. It looks like he jumped off to save the PlayStation. But he fell from this height, even Saturn would. Yeah, he's not like a Nokia phone after all. It was still got his power memory. I'm sure that both Saturn and PlayStation are still alive. This is a triumph. I'm positive they are. There we go. Oh, they've given birth. Hooray, the next generation of gaming consoles. It is the DS. The next handheld generation is here. Wait, it's time for us older handheld consoles to go.
Huzzah.
Thank you everything you've done for us. May both of you live happily. And please don't forgive us. Don't forget us. We'll never forgive you if you do. Damn it, I misread it. Don't forget the retro consoles, folks. Well, then, shall we go home? Off they go. Wait a sec, it's Mom. Hooray, they're still alive. Why would you go that far to help me, Sega Saturn? I told you, didn't I? Sega's the toughest company in the world. Aww. Thank you, Saturn. Even if they don't make consoles anymore. Now, how the hell do we get back up? Mommy, are you okay? Yep. All these kids, what are you doing here? So all these little kids are... We can't stay any longer. There goes all the Game Boy colors. Goodbye, Mommy. Off to their destiny. Ugh. I love this string section so much. Yep. Original game Final Fantasy VI on 1994 in Square. So already this was a retro reference by the time this came out. Original music by Nobuo Uematsu. Oh, the GameCube didn't make it. No, the Game Gear. He's gonna join him into the old retro bin in the sky. Look at all them flash clouds. And that, my friends, is what I consider the best retro parody of all times. It literally has everything. It has everything. It has so much nuance. It has so many references. It is jam-packed with 2005 nostalgia of the console wars back then and what it was like. This was just before the PS3. Nintendo DS was just coming out. And it just parodied everything.
What a fascinating sequence.
Yep, it is absolutely... but it's just me being old, I think. And this was Flash animation days. So this would have fit right into Newgrounds if it was translated properly back then. But yeah, this is old lost media. This parody is 20 years old, and by the time back then, it was already on the cusp of being um, when gaming was being outdated, and even back then, um, gaming was becoming second fiddle to gaming plus the next big thing was gaming consoles having media capabilities. So UMDs were going to be the next big thing. DVD players was going to be the next big thing. PS3 was going to have Blu-ray, which was going to be the next big thing. And in retrospect, so many different things. So many, like my favorite sequence of all of that was this one. Where is the this line? Yep, yep. This line from PSP. Why do you so strongly resist when you know you have no future? They say public opinion lowers the moment eyes are laid on your graphics, and that you still persist. You have to do is steal from the past. Sequels and remakes are all what the public wants. That's not true. New games and new experiences are what the public truly wants. There's no way that will sell. You've seen this conservative world for yourselves. That is why I absorb movies and music into my being. You can no longer survive on games alone. And even if that is true, we will keep making games until that day arrives. Aw. I see, in that case, we shall settle here and now. Yep. Absolutely, absolute cinema. Both hands up, absolute cinema.
Too close to modern day.
Yep. The more things change, the more things stay the same. And yep, I'm going to stop recording. And I'm going to upload that as a separate stream highlight. And with that being said, I think I have to end the stream for the day. I'm going to just as a side note, let me turn on the lazy music here. I hope that's coming out on the stream well. It's not. Okay, let me just boop over to the other screen. See if the music pops out if I go to just face cam. Okay. Wait, that didn't have any screen transition at all. Okay, the music's back. That being said, what a journey. Reliving Final Fantasy VI has been something impressive, at least for me. I love the journey so far, and it just feels it feels wonderful, for lack of a better word. And revisiting this little thing, you could go and rewatch
What
this.
A fun playthrough.
Yeah, it was.
I need to play it for myself.
Yep, and it is an absolutely wonderful trip down memory lane for me. Revisiting it for the third time. I might be getting all the achievements off camera as well. I just need to know where all of the hidden chests are, or which chests I've forgotten. I might just keep replaying it. And now the question becomes, what's next? I'm just gonna go look briefly at the. There's not a lot of viewers or votes, but the next vote is currently is 3 votes. All 3 votes for saying Something Gundam, so maybe Something Gundam is next. It's quite interesting. I might also do another vote off camera on socials, but Something Gundam is probably going to be the choice. But we'll see. Yeah, wonderful playthrough. I also have another we'll see. We might go back to playing SD Gundam Neo or some sort of Super Robot Wars, but I haven't decided yet. Man, playing something like Jigen Neo is gonna feel dated already. I might just go through it and see if we are going to do that. But yeah, I'll need to set up. I might take the day off, either take the day off tomorrow or try to set up something for tomorrow, or get some more analysis done. Not analysis, get some more shorts and stuff done. But that's going to have to be it for today. Since my wife's taking the day off, I'm going to take the rest of my day off too. All right, let's just thank my members before we say goodbye for today. Yeah, thank you Apilux, Manta, Rafael Vega Chapa, Amish Slam, Chris Burton, Sherry Zahid, Nana Ayo, and Nino for being members and or subscribers at the time of streaming. Getting to watch bits early, getting turned into a Pokemon, and getting cool badges and emojis. If you're interested, check out the join button or the subscribe button, either way. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. And I'll see you guys in a bit. Ending a little bit early. I hope you guys don't mind.
Have a good day, Biggie and all.
Yeah, it's me. I'm Biggie and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. Bye for now.